Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Simplified Basic Concepts. In this video I'm going to discuss about staffing. Now in my previous videos I have discussed about the first two functions of management, which were planning and organizing. So what is planning? Planning is when an organization decides what are the objectives it has to achieve and how is it going to achieve. That is, the plan to achieve the objective is being decided, right? And organizing is when the organizational structure is being arranged. That is, what are the roles and responsibilities, what will be the job profiles, who will be at the top management, how will be the organizational structure, it will be tall, it will be flat, what will be the span of control. Everything is being discussed in organizing. And then comes staffing. So when a plan is being made to achieve the organizational objective, for that organizational structure is made. Now the third important function of management is to have the right number of people, to have the right people in the organization who will help the organization to achieve those goals and objectives. And that is being done in staffing. Right. So the very first thing which we need to focus in staffing is what is human resource. So whenever I'll be using the term human resource, it means the people working in the organization, right? And these people or the employees are said to be the most important asset of the organization, because it is these people who help the organization to achieve its goals, right? And to ensure that the positions in the organization remains filled with the qualified people, staffing is done. So staffing refers to the process of finding the right employee with appropriate qualification or experience and recruiting them to fill to the position, role or job which is vacant in the organization or which will be vacant in the organization in future. Right. So the main goal of staffing will be to fill the various positions which will be in the company with suitable candidates. And staffing is required in every organization. It is required at all the levels of the organization. Now all the level means whether it is top level, middle level or lower management level, at all the levels there will be vacant positions. So at every level staffing will be required for all type of the employees. What are the things which staffing includes? So the very first thing which staffing includes is manpower planning, which is identifying the requirement of workforce or the employees which will be required by the organization. Then the second thing which staffing includes is recruitment and selection of appropriate employees for the jobs which are vacant or which may arise as a result of existing employees leaving the organization. And third, the staffing includes planning adequate training and development for the growth of the employees. Fourth is deciding on compensation, promotion, performance appraisal for the workforce. So the first objective of staffing is to determine the source of recruitment. Prior to this, I said that staffing is all about hiring the perfect or best suitable employee for the vacant position in the organization. So the basic objective of staffing will be to determine the source of recruitment, that is the place from where the vacant positions will be filled with the right type of employees in the organization. The second objective is training of the employees, which is important purpose of staffing to do with specific jobs in a proper manner. Right. Then the third is staffing helps to proper allocation of the jobs among the employees according to their ability, talent, aptitude and specialization. And the fourth objective of staffing is to appraise the performance of employees. Appraisal of performance of the employees means reviewing the performance of the employees. Now this is one of the most important purpose of staffing, as appraisal enhances the morale of the employees. Right. Now what are the components or elements of staffing? The first component is recruitment, second is selection, third is training and development. See, all these topics are very vast, that is recruitment, selection, training and development, etc. So what I'll do is in this video I'll be giving a glimpse about the components, elements, objectives and staffing process, and in my next video I'll cover one by one all these topics in details, right? Now, what is recruitment? Recruitment refers to discovering the source from where potential employees may be selected, right? Whenever there is a vacant position in the organization, the very first thing which one needs to do is to find out those sources or places from where applicants or those candidates can be called who could possibly match the requirement which is vacant in our organization, right? And that is termed as recruitment. That is why recruitment is said to be a positive process, because it is all about searching the prospective employees and encouraging them to apply for the jobs in the organization. So the end result of recruitment is receiving large number of applications from where the selection of the candidate is done, right? And there are two sources of recruitment. One is internal source of recruitment and the other one is external source of recruitment. So in internal source of recruitment, the job positions which are vacant in the organization is filled by using the existing employees, that is the employees who are working in the organization, and no outsiders are permitted to apply when internal source of recruitment is used. Now, what can be the internal source of recruitment? When there is a vacant job position, either an employee from one department to the other department can be transferred, or an employee can be promoted to fill the vacant position. So transfer and promotion are two internal sources of recruitment, right? So these are two examples of internal source of recruitment. In the same way as the name suggests, external source of recruitment is the another source of recruitment where the candidates from outside are invited to fill the vacant job positions in the organization. So external source of recruitment is preferably used when there are large number of job positions vacant in the organization, because see, when there are large number of job positions vacant internally, it cannot be filled by transfer or promotion, right? That is why external source of recruitment is preferred here. Next step is selection. So selection is the process of picking or choosing the right candidate who is most suitable for the vacant job position in the organization. Now, this picking or choosing of right candidate is done from the candidates who have applied for the job positions, right? So during recruitment, whoever has applied for the vacant position, from those candidates, from those potential candidates only, selection is being done. In selection, interviewing of candidate, their evaluation, that is the evaluation of qualities of the candidate is done, which is required for a specific job, and then from there the most suitable one is chosen, right? The organization generally follows a proper selection process or procedure, as a huge amount of money is spent for hiring a right candidate for the position, right? And the selection process begins with preliminary interview. Now here in preliminary interview, like in recruitment, it is being said that all the potential candidates are being invited. Now at times it happens that many irrelevant candidates to apply for a job position who are by far no way related to the vacant job profile in the organization. So in preliminary interview, those applications or applicants are being rejected who by no way matches the requirement of the vacant job position in the organization. Now after preliminary interview comes receiving applications. Then when all the junk applications are being removed, then the HR department, that is the human resource department, who basically performs the staffing process, does selection too, right? So here the HR department receives all the applications of the applicants who have applied for the job positions, right? Then screening of application is done. Screening means seeing the application and then choosing from them. By seeing the application or resume of the candidate when selection is being done, that is called as screening of the applications. After screening of the applications, the applicants who are found to be suitable as per the job requirement, employment test of those applicants are being done. And there are various types of tests which I'll be discussing when I'll cover the selection process topic. Now after the employment test, the candidates who qualifies the employment test, they are being interviewed by the HR department or by the department where the position is vacant, right? Then after that, reference check is done. In reference check, the documents and whatever facts are being provided by the employees, that is being checked by the HR department or by the third party, right? Because the organization wants to confirm that whatever the facts are being given by the candidate about himself, that is correct. And then comes medical examination. After all the steps, that is after a candidate passes the employment test, he's being interviewed and he clears the interview, a reference check is being done, and all the facts and figures provided by the candidates is found to be true, it's not false, then medical examination of those selected candidate is being done to make sure that the employee is fit as per the requirement. Now this requirement varies from organization to organization. And then finally the last step is final selection, that is called as placement of the employee, right? So this is the entire selection process. Now we have discussed both recruitment and selection. Now these are two topics where generally there is a confusion. So let's see the difference between these two topics. See, recruitment is all about the process of finding candidates for the positions which are vacant in the organization and stimulating, that is pushing, motivating the applicants to apply for the vacant position in the organization. That is recruitment. And selection means whoever has applied for the vacant position in the organization, selecting or picking up the best candidate from the list of those, right, to whom the job can be offered. Now, recruitment is said to be a positive process and selection is said to be a negative process, because in recruitment, the basic focus is to attract more and more job seekers who can apply for the post, right? Whereas in selection, the major focus is to reject all the unfit candidates. So where rejection word comes, automatically it becomes a negative process. That is why selection is said to be a negative process. Now recruitment aims at inviting more and more candidates who can apply for the vacant position, but selection is just the reverse. It aims at rejecting more and more candidates whom the organization finds unsuitable, right? Because the organization always focuses on appointing the right candidate for the job. That's why they keep on rejecting the most unsuitable and all the sort of unsuitable candidates who have applied for the position. Now, recruitment consumes very less time as it only stimulates the candidates, that is, it motivates the candidates to apply for the job. Whereas selection involves a wide range of activities, because right from shortlisting the candidates to appointing, there are various steps, which we discussed earlier. Right? Now, in recruitment, the firm notifies the candidates, that is, informs the candidates about the vacant position through different sources like internet, newspapers, magazines, etc. Whereas in the process of selection, the firm makes sure that the candidate passes through various stages, which are form submission or application submission, written exam, interview, medical examination, reference check, etc. Now, recruitment is said to be the economical process because here not much money is being invested by the organization, right? But selection is an expensive process and here it consumes too much of time. That is why when it comes to selecting the candidate, an organization becomes very sure that they must pick the best suitable candidate for the job, because both time and money is being involved in this process, right? So this is the difference between recruitment and selection. Now, what is training and development? See, training means equipping the employees with the required skill to perform the job. That is, when an employee joins the organization, then he must very well know what are the skills which are required to perform the job. So it is the duty of the organization to make sure that the employee has all those skills, and in case if he doesn't have, then he should be given proper training so that he gains those skills, he acquires those skills which are required to perform the job. Whereas development refers to overall growth of the employee. Now generally training and development word is used together, right? Both has a difference in meaning, where training means to acquire the required skills to perform the job. Development basically refers to the overall growth of the employee, right? So development is much wider concept as compared to training, as training is only a part of development. So let's see the difference between training and development first. See, training is a learning process in which employees get an opportunity to develop their skills, competency and knowledge as per the job requirement. So training basically focuses on gaining knowledge about those skills which are required for the employee to perform his job. nothing more than that. But development is a wider concept. It is an educational process which is concerned about overall growth of the employee. So it's not just the skills of the employee which needs to be polished in the development program, but its overall growth. That training is short term and development is long term. Training is short term because it just focuses on sharpening those skills which are required by the employee to perform in job, whereas development is a wider concept as discussed earlier. So it's a long term process where an employee's basic growth skills are being focused, so that in future when more responsibilities being given to him, he can perform those responsibilities in a better way. So when an employee grows in future, that is when an employee gets promoted in future, his roles, responsibilities enhances, he has got more subordinates to manage. So in that case, apart from achieving his own objective, doing his own job in a better way, he has got other responsibilities to follow. So there comes the role of development. That is why it said that the focus of development is on future growth of the employee, whereas the focus of training is on present. Now training is job oriented and development is career oriented, right? Then the objective of training is to improve the work performance of the employee. That is the way in which an employee does the work, that should be improved. That is the basic focus of training, whereas the basic objective of development is to prepare the employees for future challenges, because in future when an employee grows, he gets more challenging jobs, roles and responsibility. So how in a better way he tackles those challenges and achieves goals and objectives of the organization, that is more important. So that is the basic focus of development. In training, there are many individuals at a time, whereas development program has only one or few individuals because it is customized program. That is why in development the focus is on one or few individual. The aim of training is specifically related to the job, right? Because it's only about the skills, competencies and knowledge which are required to perform the job. Whereas the aim of development is conceptual and knowledge growth of an employee, right? So this is the difference between training and development. So we can say that training is a subset of development, right? Subset means just a part of development. Now what are the factors required to design staffing? So the first factor is size of the organization. Second is type of skills needed. Third is employees number. Fourth is clients, and fifth is financial posture of the organization. Now, staffing, as we know, is all about hiring the employees so that in the organization the vacant positions are filled, or whatever vacant position may arise in future, that may be filled on time. So now, what are the factors as per which an organization can decide that how many employees that organization needs to hire, or how many employees the organization will need in future? There must be some plans, right? So there must be certain factors on which these plans are made. So these are those factors on which the planning or designing of the staffing process of an organization is done. Now, the size of the organization can vary. It may be small, medium or large. So depending upon the size, the staffing pattern of the organization is determined, right? That is, if the size is small, then an organization will require lesser number of employees, whereas if the size of the organization is big, they will be requiring larger number of employees. So as per that, the staffing pattern can be designed. Right, this is very simple. Now second is type of skill needed. Now there are three types of workers, right? First is skilled, that is these workers have complete knowledge about their job. Second is semi-skilled, semi as in these workers have got partial knowledge, they don't have complete knowledge, but they're not unaware about their job responsibilities and job roles. That is, they know how to do their job but not in a perfect way, right? And the third is unskilled workers, that is these workers have no knowledge how to do the job, they are raw workers, right? So these are the three types of workers. Now in an organization where of skilled and semi-skilled workers, the lesser number of workers too can achieve the goals and objectives, right? But when unskilled workers are hired, these workers don't have any idea about the roles and responsibilities, they don't know how to do their job. So either a very strict guidance is required in these unskilled workers, or a large number of unskilled workers are required, even though they do their job slowly, but when there are large number of workers, somehow they'll achieve their target. So based on the type of workers too, the staffing pattern can be designed. Now the third is employees number. The total number of employees required in an organization also determines the staffing pattern. In labor intensive unit, that is in organizations where there are more laborers rather than machines, there the number will be more, right? Because there are lesser number of machines, so more laborers or workers will be required in such organizations. But in capital intensive unit, that is in organizations where there are more machineries, there obviously the requirement of laborers will be less because more work will be done by the machineries. So based on these type of organizations, that is whether the organization is labor intensive or capital intensive, the organizational staffing pattern can be designed, right? Now the fourth is clients. That is, if an organization has more clients, that is if they have more clients, then they'll be having more business, so the organization may require more employees, right? But if an organization has less clients, in this case the organization may require lesser number of employees. Now the fifth one is financial posture. The financial posture, that is what is the financial condition of the organization. If an organization has money, that is they have funds, then they can hire more employees because for them funds or money is not an issue. But in case if the financial position of the organization is not very strong, they don't have much funds, then they may prefer to hire as much of employees as it is required. So they may prefer lesser number of employees rather than having a large workforce, right? So these are the factors to design the staffing pattern of an organization. Now what is importance of staffing? The first one is when there is a proper staffing in an organization, it ensures proper management of human resource in the organization. Now proper management of human resource means right people in the right place at the right time. Right people means the right employee in the right place means right profile, and right time means whenever there is a vacancy, then only the right people is hired. It's not that when there is no requirement of a person, then more and more people are hired, and when there is a crunch of people, then there is a lesser number of employees in the organization. No, when there is proper management of human resources in the organization, then the right employees will be in the right profile in the organization at the right time when they will be required. So that is the first importance of staffing. Second is staffing gives a clear picture to the organization about how many posts will be vacant in the organization and when new posts will be established in future. Now how will staffing give this clear picture? Because the very first step of staffing is manpower planning, that is to know about how many positions which an organization has now and how many positions will be vacant. So manpower planning, there are certain forecasting techniques which are being used to map the manpower planning, right? And it gives a clear picture to the organization about how many posts may be vacant in the future and how many posts are vacant now in the organization, and based on that only staffing is being done. The third importance is in staffing, allocation of jobs to the employees are according to their ability, talent, qualifications and expertise, which provide employees more job satisfaction, because the employees feel that whatever their talent is, they are being placed at the right job as per their qualification and talent, right? And the fourth importance is staffing helps in reducing the cost of production, as through staffing there is right person at the right time, that is the employee with right expertise, right talent, right qualification is at the right time, means whenever there is a job vacancy or requirement of the employee in the organization, they are present to fill that position, right? So what happens is when the hired person has got the right knowledge about his job profiles, he will do less wastages and he'll make less mistakes. So automatically this will reduce the cost of production, which is an added advantage for the organization. Fifth is it maintains friendly job relations by providing opportunities for self-development through training and promotion program, because we studied that one of the element of staffing is training and development. So when training and development is being provided by an organization to the employees, it gives self-satisfaction and motivates the employees, right? Now steps in staffing process. So the first step is manpower planning, right, which I discussed earlier. Manpower planning is all about making plans that how much manpower or human resources or employees an organization needs at present and what will be its need in future. Based on that, plans are being made and hiring is being done in an organization. And for manpower planning, certain forecasting techniques are being used, right? Then when manpower planning is done, when we have got, that is when the organization is very clear that how much employees they need to hire, based on that recruitment is done. Recruitment, as I discussed earlier, is all about inviting all the potential applicants, finding all those sources from where the potential applicants can be hired and inviting them to come and apply for the vacant job positions. Then the third step is selection. That is the applicants who have applied for the job vacant, from their selection of the best suitable candidate is done. When the best suitable candidates are being selected, then they are placed in the organization. Placed means they are given proper job profile in the organization, right? After placement, orientation and induction is done. Orientation and induction is to make the new employees comfortable. That is, when a new employees come and join the organization, they must know who are their colleagues, what are the systems being followed in the organization. So for that, certain programs are being done. Just in the same way as in colleges, there are freshers party for newcomers. The newcomers get to know their seniors, their colleagues, their teachers, about the colleges, right? So in the same way, orientation and induction program is being done so that the new joinees, new employees get to know about their colleagues, about their seniors, about their juniors, about the organization, and they become more comfortable how to work in the organization. And in the same way, the old employees too get to know about the new employees. So that is the basic focus of orientation and induction. After orientation and induction, training and development program is being provided to the new joinees. Training here focuses on polishing the job skills of the employees, and development means overall growth of the employee, so that in future he is able to take up all the responsibilities which is being given to him. Now, when an employee is being promoted or when he has got more responsibilities added on to him, then he needs to take that responsibility in a positive way. So for that, development programs are being done. After training and development, it's remuneration, right? So remuneration's basic focus is salary. In remuneration, all those parts are being discussed. That is, what will be the salary pattern, what will be the salary package of the employee, whether it will be at par with the other industries. After remuneration, it's performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is performance appraisal. In school, when a student joins, he has got exams, half-yearly exams and final exams. So why are these half-yearly exams and final exams? Just to check that whatever knowledge teacher has given to a student throughout the year, whether the student is able to understand that or not, right? So in the same way, when an employee is being hired, he is being provided a profile in the organization, he is being given training for that, he is being paid for doing the job. So in performance appraisal, the senior checks whether the employee is performing the job in a better way or not. Whether he is performing the job as per expectations from him or not, right? Because at the beginning, certain targets are being set for every employee, and based on that, performance appraisal or performance evaluation of the employee is done, right? So in performance appraisal, it's basically the evaluation of the performance of the employee in that period of time. After performance evaluation, it's promotion or transfer of the employee. Promotion means when an employee goes to a higher rank. That is, if an employee is at the middle level management and he goes to the top level management, that is, he moves vertically above in his career, that is called as promotion. So here what will happen? He'll get his salary may increase, right? His roles and responsibilities will increase, his profile will change, that is called as promotion. And transfer means when there is horizontal change in the profile of the employee, right? So in transfer, the roles and responsibilities may change, but the profile, that is the level of management of an employee, will not change. Whereas in promotion, the level of management changes. Last step in staffing process is career management. So when the entire career of the employee is being discussed and the focus is on the future development, that is called as career management. So let's brush up once again. Manpower planning, which is also known as human resource planning, is the first step of planning, and here plans for the manpower requirement of the organization is made. So it is the process of forecasting the firm's demand for and supply of competent workforce in the adequate number in future and in present, right? So after manpower planning, it's recruitment, which is the process of searching and motivating a large number of prospective employees for a particular job in the organization. Okay, and it is also called as a positive process, because here the main focus is to attract more and more employees who can apply for the job which is vacant in the organization. Then comes selection, which is screening step of the staffing process. That is why it is called as negative step, because it is screened. That is, here more and more unsuitable candidates are unselected, and the focus is only to choose the most suitable candidate as per the qualification and requirement for the vacant position. Then when a candidate is being selected, he is being placed. That is, placement is the fourth step. Placement means allocation of rank and responsibilities, that is a profile to the selected candidate in the organization. Then comes orientation and induction. So after placement, the next step is to make the new joinee familiar to the work unit and the work, so that there is a congenial environment in the organization. So induction is the process of introducing the new joinees to the job and to the organization as well, right? And after induction, it's training and development, where the new joinees undergo training programs so that he can brush up his skills, he can enhance his skills. And in development program, the major focus is on the learning opportunities which are designed by the organization to ensure the future growth of the employees. Then the remuneration part comes. It is a kind of compensation, that is basically here the major focus is on the monetary part of the employee for their work performance. And there are various parameters according to which the remuneration of an employee is being fixed. Then comes performance evaluation, which is also called as performance appraisal. It means to keep a track or record of the workers towards their jobs. It is a regular assessment which is being done to evaluate and supervise the work of the employees in the organization. Now, it is done to know the development cycle and growth pattern of the employees at the workplace. Then comes promotion and transfer. Promotion is said to be an incentive in which the worker is shifted to a higher job profile which has more demanding and bigger job responsibilities. Whereas in transfer, the worker is being shifted to different work unit or branches of the same organization. So here the job profile will be more or less same, whereas his responsibilities may change, but he won't be shifted to a higher rank. And in transfer, there is very less chance of salary increase, whereas in promotion there are high chances of salary hike. Then comes career management. Career management is a process in which the individual understands and learns new skills and interests and uses them for the betterment of the organization and self. Right? So this was complete staffing process. Do like and subscribe my channel, which is Simplified Basic Concepts, and in my next video I'll take up in details about recruitment, selection, training and development. Thank you.